What is your name and your Hebrew name?
Marty Weinstein. Marty Weinstein is my name.
What is your Hebrew name?
Marty Weinstein.
Okay. Were you named after anyone?
No.
Where and when were you born?
I was born March 19th, 1918 in Altoona. I was born. Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Where was your mother from?
My mother was from Hotstill, PA. Hotstill, Pennsylvania.
Where was your father from?
My father was born in Russia. He was born in Russia, my father. And my father worked in the railroad for 48 years. 48 years he worked in the railroad company.
How did he get to the United States? And when?
What?
How did he get to the United States and when?
My father.
Yeah, your father.
Now, 1 second. I'm going to let him close the lawnmower. I don't know how we can do that. Can you take like a little... Okay, ask him that question again.
Okay. So, how did your father get to the United States and when did he come?
Some people drove him in to the United States. And I don't know what year he came. I don't know the year he came.
Okay. What was your occupation or job?
My job,
Yeah.
I retired from the Pittsburgh Post Office. I retired. I worked there for 21 years in the Pittsburgh Post Office.
Did you live your whole life in Altoona?
No, I lived a good while in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was born in Altoona, but I spent most of my time in Altoona.
Did your family practice Judaism?
Yeah,
What synagogue did you belong to?
we belong to the Good Asachim Synagogue up at 17th Street. I used to go with my father when he used to daven up there. At one time, we had two synagogues in Altoona. One around the corner from where we used to live, and it's no longer there. The building's down. We just have one synagogue in Altoona, up in 17th Street, up the hill. At one time, the synagogue was a wooden building, and they made a brick building out of it.
Were you bar mitzvah?
Yes, I was. I was bar mitzvah. At the age of 13, I was bar mitzvah. At the age of 13.
Tell me about your bar mitzvah.
I had a lot of people there at my bar mitzvah, and the rabbi's name was Rabbi Henderson. He was the rabbi that time. And the rabbi didn't live far from the synagogue. He lived up the hill.
Tell me about your religious education.
My education,
Yeah.
I went out to the high school, and I dropped out of school in my sophomore year. I dropped out. I had a fight there with a guy, and they suspended both of us. I played basketball for Altoona High School in my sophomore year.
Okay, now tell me about your Jewish education.
My Jewish education was good. I used to go to shul with my father all the time, and he used to daven up there. when I went to shul. And I used to take my wife up there. I used to hold the Torah, and my wife used to tie the Torah. She played a good part up the shul when Rabbi Berger was there years ago.
What is your favorite Jewish holiday and why?
My favorite Jewish holiday is Yom Kippur. My favorite holiday was Yom Kippur.
Were any of the rabbis your favorite?
Rabbi Berger was my favorite rabbi. He's around. He left about 7 years ago. I think he's a rabbi in New Jersey now.
When did you marry and how many children did you have?
I have 2 children. I got a boy and a girl. I have a boy in Tennessee, and I got my daughter here in Altoona. My daughter is my nurse. She helps me out a good bit. And my daughter, Judy, takes care of me very good. She's my nurse.
When did you marry?
When
Yeah, when did you marry?
I got married in 49 years ago. I got married 49. I don't remember the date, but I got married 49 years ago.
Okay. Did you join the military?
Yeah,
What year and how long were you there?
49 years.
What was it like being a Jew in the war?
In the war,
Yeah, what was it like being a Jew in the war?
I wasn't in the army long. I was in about 1.5 years.
Okay. Which war were you in?
I was in World War II.
Did you also have a brother in World War II with you?
Yes, I had a brother, Lou, in service. He was in there 4.5 years. He was overseas. He was in England, France, Germany. He was an MP in the Army. He got a lot of medals. That's just medals up there. Up there's medals.
Okay. I heard you like sports.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport was baseball.
What is your favorite field?
My favorite field
Yeah.
was Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. I used to go there to see baseball games. And I used to talk to a lot of players too. And I used to talk to the manager at Forbes Field that was on the Pittsburgh Pirate baseball team.
What sports did you play?
I played baseball and basketball.
Did you join the Jewish Center?
Yes,
Do you remember when it was built and why?
when I was built,
Yeah, the Jewish Center.
I was built about 35 years ago.